Hey, what's up, guys? Jabbar Games here for Games Studios, back here for another interview live stream again. Take two. And I am here today. Well, I'll be interviewing Thepigeonreturns Studios. Your boy, Infinite Tommy, Birb, or whatever you want to call him.
Should I say my intro? Because you just already said it.
Yeah, do it anyway.
What is up, guys? It's the Thepigeonreturns Studios, boy Infinite, Burb, Tommy, whatever you want to call me here. And it seems that today I'm going to be interviewed by Gamester Studios.
Hell yes, dude. So first, how's your night tonight?
My night's been pretty okay, just working on some homework right now. But otherwise, I'm ready for this interview. By the way, I'm sorry if you hear my Discord notifications going off on my laptop. That's because I have no idea how to disable them. So
Here's how you do it. Putting yourself on Do Not Disturb mode. I do it all the time.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Hopefully, I won't get any more notifications on my computer afterwards.
Like you pretty much disable all the notifications on all the servers you're in the servers you're in.
Oh.
Yeah, do not disturb mode. It'll pretty much show like your online books able to be all red because right now it says you're ideal. So yeah.
Okay, so do not disturb. Okay, I don't do this too often.
Well, there you go. You shouldn't get any notifications other than some private messages, but that's it.
Okay, sounds good to me.
What's up, Gapester? Hello, Crystal 2014. How you doing tonight? Anyway, so my first question is, how did you first get into Godzilla?
Okay, when did I first get into Godzilla? I've been into Godzilla as long as I can remember. I'd say most likely since either I was like 1 or 2, give or take. It all started when I had like a dinosaur phase, and then I got introduced to Godzilla because like, okay, you take like the body of the dinosaur, but you give him like the fire breathing sort of abilities of a dragon, and you know what? I thought it was the coolest thing. Been hooked ever since.
Okay. Not bad. What is your favorite Godzilla movie of all of them so far?
Oh, that's a difficult question to ask because there's really so much you could potentially say. Are you talking about like more recent movies? Because I feel as though that's going to be more easier to like answer.
Well, if you can't decide on a final decision, I usually just let people pick 3, I guess.
All right, 3 favorite Godzilla movies.
Yes, sir. Didn't put that there.
Oh man, this is difficult. In no particular order. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not including 54 in this because obviously you could say that's always going to be like the best one, but a lot of people go for 54, so I'm just going to be excluding that. So I'd have to say it's like Godzilla 2000, GVK, and King of the Monsters. Those are like the 3 comfort food sort of Godzilla movies. Otherwise, I'd say like Terror of Mechagodzilla, the original Mothra versus Godzilla, you know, the classics that I've watched all the time growing up.
Okay, not bad. All right, I understand those. What is your favorite Heisei movie?
Godzilla versus Biollante. That's probably one of my favorites from the Heisei era that I can say right off the bat.
And why do you love that movie the best out of all of them?
Because I grew up watching it a lot when like the HBO VHS tape of it, I would watch it all the time growing up. So it just kind of stuck around with me. People have talked about how it's not like the strongest movie, but I honestly think it's pretty good. I mean, it's been years since I've watched it, but I'm down to rewatching it at some point.
Should. Favorite Millennium movie?
Godzilla 2000.
Why is that your favorite?
I mean, aside from all like the nostalgia of watching the movie all the time growing up, I really like the characters in this one. I love the family and how it's like tied to Godzilla, where you have like the Godzilla Prediction Network, like the whole like storm chaser sort of element, then actually breaking down Godzilla's regeneration, like scientifically explaining it. I thought it was really cool. And of course, like it has one of my favorite Godzilla designs. It has some really great like tokusatsu elements to it. I'd say it's one of my favorites of the franchise as like a whole.
How about the song for it?
The what?
The song for it. Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Oh,
Pretty kitty.
of course you show my cat.
Yeah, pretty kitty's cool. And plus, I mean, I was gonna bring it up at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crystal says, "What is your favorite legendary?" I assume he means legendary film Godzilla movie.
All right. So I'm going to be including the entire MonsterVerse as a whole because I feel as though each of the MonsterVerse movies have their own individual strengths. If we're talking about characters, if you want great characters consistently, then Skull Island has the best characters. If you want like action and visuals to be the best, if you're looking for that, then Godzilla vs. Kong is like the perfect one. If you want like a really good story and really great music, then I feel as though King of the Monsters has that. And if you are looking for a film with really great like atmosphere, then I'd say 2014. So really, each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. However, it's a difficult decision for me to decide if I prefer GVK or King of the Monsters because I both find them strong for their own reasons. I'd say if I'm going to be more critical, I'd say GVK is probably the stronger compared to King of the Monsters. But out of my own like enjoyment, it's kind of hard to decide.
That's true. Looks like the crazy kaiju is here today. Hello, Gyro.
Hey, Gyro.
Feel free to ask Pigeon over here some questions. Let's see. Royster, what's up, Daddy? What's up, son? Okay, so next question is, what is your favorite Showa Godzilla design?
Okay, favorite Showa era design. That's an interesting question, to say the least. I'm excluding 54 again. I'm sorry, but I'd say like the ones I like looking at a lot would have to be like 64, 62, and probably like the 73/74 design.
Jaga. Okay. What is your favorite Heisei Godzilla design?
I'd say like 89/91.
Bao Guji, Keto Guji. Okay. Okay. Favorite Millennium Godzilla design?
2000.
Of course. Okay, here's a good question. I thought you were gonna stay for later, but alright, since I asked, I might as well do it now. So, Gyro says, Pigeon, how long did it take you to make that suit?
So the Godzilla 2019 one, I need to be like very specific with this, so I'm gonna have to pull up my album I have saved on my phone of the images, because to put an exact time frame of this, I need to be kind of specific. 1 second. This won't take too long.
Okay.
At least I hope it won't take too long.
Well, if it is, there's somebody else has a question for you. Royster has, what's your favorite monster?
Favorite monster? I think, well, Godzilla, of course.
Any other monsters?
Kong, Cloverfield. One of my if we want to go to like Ultra monsters, I haven't gotten too far into Ultraman, and I forgot the name of these very specific Ultra monsters, but it's like in the 66 series, it's like these ancient creatures that have like a rivalry of sorts. Okay, I found the album. So I started working on the suit with the Godzilla 2019 suit with my dad in March of 2019, but progress kind of slowed down until mainly around like May, and especially June. So I'd say it took 4 months to make the 2019 suit.
Okay, not bad. So like, why'd you want to make the suit anyways? Like, no, not well. Yeah, why'd you want to make the suit, and how hot is it in there?
So how hot is it? Is that what you're asking in there?
Yeah,
And why? Okay. I don't know the exact temperature. We never really checked. But during G-Fest in 2019, it required like several cool packs and me drinking a bunch of water. mind you, from like hotel water from Illinois, so that's what sort of water we're talking about. It took a lot of water and cool packs to keep my temperature elevated, but even with that, after like 20 to 30 minutes of being in there, I was completely drenched in sweat.
I'm drenched.
It's because of all like the heavy foam and latex combined. It gets toasty in there. Even when I do a lot to maintain my temperature, it's just an inevitable part of suit acting. But it's kind of what adds to the whole charm of tokusatsu. It's that it's really defined by the passion you have.
Okay. Well, be careful next time, because I heard some bad things happen in there when you're in a suit for too long.
Oh yeah, I've almost fainted a few times in the past.
Yep, be careful, man. You gotta be careful.
Of course. I always let my dad know when I'm about to fall over.
Oh, okay, that's good. Crystal2014 asks, what's your thoughts about Godzilla vs. Kong?
Godzilla vs. Kong is a movie I enjoy a lot. I think it's one of the stronger entries in the MonsterVerse, and I appreciate that it's not afraid to embrace what makes a lot of the Godzilla and Kong movies so charming. So in that, I have a lot of respect for Adam Wingard, and I think it's a fun one. Like, I'm not saying it's like peak cinema, but I'm saying it's a very enjoyable movie.
Okay. It's definitely one of the best ones. I personally enjoy that film, especially that is worth IMAX. Right, that movie's worth it in IMAX.
Oh yeah, you need to get the biggest screen to see it. I saw it in a pretty big theater yesterday, and wow, great experience.
I couldn't go back there for that. Joe Productions asks, any chance Pigeon will make another suit of another kaiju?
Yes, we're working on one right now, actually, for the sequel to the 2019 Gigantosaurus.
Any pictures, or is that a secret for now?
I've dropped like some like hints of it, like mainly kind of making it more of a silhouette. I won't really do a full-on design reveal until like later on when it's more complete. But we haven't been able to work on it as much lately because there's just a lot of stress going on in my family's life right now, a lot of personal stuff. So like production on the suit has like gone to a complete stop. Along with filming, we haven't been able to film for a while.
Okay. Well, hopefully things get better and you'll be able to kick that back into production.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping.
Job Production says, battery operated minifans might work for you next time.
Yeah, I think my dad and I were discussing that before. Like, especially with the Giganosaurus suit, we might have to get like a fan or something in there.
After see you dressed in sweat in Casey's video, yeah, you need those.
Like, I was drained afterwards.
Oh, Jesus. Gapester, are you 17? Yep, I'm 17 now, man. It's been 4 days since I've been 17. Okay. What is your favorite legendary design so far for Godzilla? Do you like 2014 one, 2019, or 2021 Godzilla?
I'd say like the 2019/2021 Godzilla design. Like the only really big difference between the King of the Monsters and GVK designs is that Godzilla has a slightly longer tail in GVK. But aside from that, they're essentially the same design. I think you could argue it's like the animation studios and stuff that make them look different. But I think that's just a whole like visual art sort of thing. Like they're essentially the same renders.
Probably. What's good, Joe? Welcome to FNAF Dagon. How you doing tonight? Okay. Next question is, what's your favorite Godzilla of the Reva era so far?
Does this include like the MonsterVerse, or is this just?
No, that's not the Reva era is pretty much like the anime Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, and Singular Point Godzilla.
I haven't really watched Singular Point, but I think if we're talking about like the actual movies and stuff, I'd say Shin Godzilla. Along with designs as well, I'll say Shin.
The one that can beat Showa Godzilla because of his lasers.
Because that's totally how scaling works.
And taller and also planetary. Yeah.
A city level character beating a planet buster.
Mm-mm.
I,
Not
s-
bad,
I
not
love that logic right there. I love that jump of logic.
bad. Years ago, me and the Pigeon Return Studios had a funny live stream called Game Servers. The Pigeon Return Studios debate about Showa Godzilla versus Shin Godzilla. He was I was Shin, and yeah, I did pretty bad in that one. And yeah, trust me, I'm way better at debating nowadays. Trust me, especially when it comes to the JP community. Okay, now, okay, let's see, 2014 Spice. Yeah, you're right, Gyro. Okay, so what is your favorite? What's your least favorite Showa design?
While I really don't hate the Showa era designs, even like the more like hated ones by fans, I don't really hate designs. But I'd say the weakest one for me would be the 67 one, and I don't hate it by any means. I just kind of prefer a lot of the other designs. But yeah, that's just my opinion though.
That's cool. That's cool. What's your least favorite Godzilla Heisei design?
It's kind of hard to like distinguish them for me at least, but I'd say the one I could kind of say off the bat would either be like the water suit used in Godzilla versus Biollante, or I think it would be the Godzilla design used in Godzilla versus Mothra.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Titans fan Dagon asks, the Pitch Return Studios. Who's your favorite version of Ghidorah?
Monsterverse, hands down. I love that one.
Of course you do. It's King of the Monsters. Okay, the Pitch Return Studios by Burster says, what's your favorite monster? Mine is Sexy Rodan, the Wee Titan.
Didn't we? Wasn't this question asked before? A
Oh
bit
yeah,
earlier?
ask another question. That was asked just a second ago. Um, okay, so who's your least favorite? What's your least favorite design in the Millennium era of Godzilla?
Like least favorite monster design. Okay, this is gonna.
Godzilla first.
So least favorite Godzilla design in the Millennium era.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the 2000 Godzilla over like the 2002/2003 Godzilla because the Kiryu Goji suit is essentially this almost the same as 2000 except they gave him the classic colors. And while there's nothing really wrong with that, 2000 I think is better because it just felt more unique with its choice of colorations.
Mm-hmm. And plus for Tetsu too, they kind of like stood him up a little bit. I made him
Yeah,
bigger. Mm-hmm.
but it's almost the same design. I just kind of prefer the 2001.
GMK. You mean 2000?
Yeah, I said 2000.
You said 2001.
Oh, may have been as just a slip of the tongue.
Of course, birds always do that. Crystal
Oh,
2014 says, what do you think about MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla?
MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla. One of my favorite takes on Mechagodzilla. Like I'd say it's on par with the Showa era Mechagodzilla for me. I mean, you could argue that they're both like very different when you compare them. I just feel as though that I think they really embraced what makes Mechagodzilla so intimidating because like he wasn't made to be Godzilla's equal. He was made to kill Godzilla. And I really like that. And he just felt so vicious in the way he attacks, especially when you look at the scene with him in the Skullcrawler.
Definitely. Gyro Productions asked, favorite wing plus flying kaiju?
Oh, good one. There's a few ones we could bring up here. I probably have to say like the Showa era Rodan is a classic for me. Like I'd say like the 56 Rodan or the 64 Rodan. Those are the ones that I think are my favorites in terms if you wanted to specifically talk about Rodan. But winged kaiju, there's so many you could potentially talk about. And I'm only talking about the Godzilla franchise because there's probably more you could talk about with other series.
Well, it could be. You can go outside of Godzilla. I mean, if it's kaiju's like there's Gaios, there's Tachi, other stuff.
Yeah, I like the Gyaos from the Gamera movies. I haven't seen. It's been a while since I've watched them, the Gamera movies, but he was always pretty cool.
What about Tachi?
Otachi from Pacific Rim. Yeah, I thought Otachi was pretty neat.
Okay. So that Tennis Day Gun Dinosaur FNAF Titan says, the Picture Studios, who do you think will win? Legendary Ghidorah 2019 or Mechagodzilla 2021?
Okay, so this is actually a pretty interesting question because Adam Wingard said that if Godzilla was at full power, he would have been able to beat Mechagodzilla in that beam clash. So we know for like a fact that like the 2021 Godzilla is probably at the same level of power. If not, you could argue maybe a little higher than the 2019 Godzilla.
It
And
is.
2019 Godzilla in his base form was equal to Godzilla. Not Godzilla, he was equal to Ghidorah, pretty much,
Mm.
in his base form. And if you want to say, well, why did Godzilla almost lose? The thing about Godzilla and Ghidorah and King of the Monsters is that a lot of their battles came down to circumstances. Like, Godzilla was going to likely beat Ghidorah in the Arctic fight, but Ghidorah retreated. Godzilla would have won in the fight in Mexico had the oxygen destroyer not detonated. Godzilla would have beaten Ghidorah in Boston had Ghidorah not absorbed all the energy from Boston. So it really all came down to circumstance, but comparing them statistically, like Godzilla was superior to Ghidorah. So, and with Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, Godzilla is also superior to Mechagodzilla, but lost mainly because of the circumstances. He used up a lot of his energy when fighting Mechagodzilla at that point. So if you want to say like which one's equal, we really kind of have to break down Mechagodzilla and Ghidorah specifically. Like who has like the better counters for each other? Like I
Both have
think that
another.
like Mechagodzilla, I think could potentially win in like the fact that he's piloted by like two Ghidorah heads, so he'd essentially know how Ghidorah would work. He would know his own weaknesses. Mechagodzilla wouldn't know that, but plus he has that hovering sort of ability. So I think that could potentially help if Ghidorah tries dropping him from the stratosphere. However, like I think Mechagodzilla could win, but it'd probably be barely, since they're both completely different fighters in the way they fight.
Indeed. Me and Spinosaurus came to live stream yesterday discussing that, and we put all the stats together and talked about how all the fights worked, and the fact that Godzilla was like had less than just about half or less of his energy when he fought Mechagodzilla, and Mechagodzilla came out on top. It just depended on like the circumstances. If Mechagodzilla never had the Godzilla energy that they gave him to make him more powerful and stuff, Ghidorah would obviously win against them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Royster says, oh, "Hello, Jose or Jose." Okay, Royster says, "What inspired you to make videos?"
So, if this is asking what's inspiring me to make videos, there's like a few people in mind. I think one of my biggest inspirations for making movies would have to be Cinemassacre, who you might all know for his portrayal of an iconic nerd, an angry video game nerd, if you will.
Hell yes, I do. I don't know about the rest, but I definitely do.
Also, like Goji73 was the one who got me into making stop motions. So, yeah.
Let's see. Oh wait, why is it so low? Okay, there you go. Oh god, damn it, Dagon. Okay. Thepigeonreturns Studios. Do you ship Godzilla and Mothra, or have Godzilla single?
Interesting question. I think that if it's really supposed to be anything, it would probably be more platonic. Because Michael Doherty on Twitter was going on saying that they like cuddle and stuff. But really, I don't see any romantic sort of connotations with Godzilla and Mothra.
Right? Think Godzilla.
I'm worried that this is going to be taken out of context and people are going to be like, he ships Mothzilla! Cringe!
If anything, Godzilla would get all the pleasure, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Oh no.
If you were watching my hand motions for a second.
I know what you're doing, Gabester. I know what you're doing.
But yeah. But do you or not, though?
But do I ship them? Depends on what you consider to be like ship. I don't think it's a romantic thing.
Symbiotic in this case.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be like I think it'd be like symbiotic. and at most like platonic. But that's really only going by Michael Dougherty's Twitter, because in the context of the movie, I'd pretty much say it's just symbiotic. But Michael Dougherty's Twitter, like his tweets, I'd say maybe platonic, because he said that they were like best friends.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go down. Okay. That was been so good, debatable. Okay, Machado says mechanic was way bigger, had the ability to punch each egg, so disaster like the eggs when it's blue, same too. Josie says it's okay. Jose says, if you were a pet kaiju, what would it be like? If you had a pet kaiju, I guess, what would it be like?
Okay. If I had like a pet kaiju,
Pretty kitty.
we have to keep in mind we probably shouldn't be going after creatures like Godzilla. I'd probably go after the Photodon from the Hollow Earth, or as many people call him, Doug.
Okay. Have you seen Danger Video's ridiculous video about that?
I've not seen any videos talking about the Photodon.
Well, Dangerville did one video saying that it's Godzilla's son.
I can kind of see where he's coming from, because I believe from what I've seen with the Hellhawks and with the Photodon, I think that a lot of the Hollow Earth creatures are probably all descendants of Godzilla via evolution, much like how dinosaurs became birds over the course of like millions of years. I think you could make that argument how Godzilla's species, like as it had less radiation, gradually devolved and became its own like branch of creatures. Because then it links in with my own like theory I had before GBK, where I feel as though that like with the Hollow Earth, with the origins of the Titans, like all the Titans originated from something in the Hollow Earth.
I see. Possibly, yeah. There's not really much radiation down there either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Josie says, what is your favorite monster movie?
Favorite monster movie? It's been years since I've seen the original Kong, so I don't know if I could say that if that would be my favorite, but I know for sure like I think Godzilla is like the main thing that got me into movie making in the first place, so I'd probably have to say Godzilla. But I do want to see some of the Kong movies, because I've heard that Kong has some really great movies. But if we're going to be excluding Godzilla and Kong, I really want to see Howl Beyond the Fog and some of the other like more independent monsters. But I love Cloverfield. I really like how Cloverfield did something very experimental where it combined to like two different genres. And yeah, also like Pacific Rim. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you excited for Cloverfield 2, the official sequel?
Finally, we're actually getting a sequel. That's just not enough like a movie just with the Cloverfield label slapped on it.
Hell no. What is the worst Godzilla movie of all of them?
This is gonna be controversial for sure. It's been a while since I've actually seen the movies in their entirety, but I'd probably say it would be. I'd say it'd probably be like the City on the Edge of Battle. Like that one just wasn't good. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I eventually maybe will plan on seeing the anime trilogy again when I have the time, just so I can give my final thoughts on it. Aside from that, Godzilla's Revenge, I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is. It's not like the best Godzilla movie by any means. It's not a good one in my opinion, but it's really just it's harmless fun. It's harmless fun.
See. Okay.
But
Sharper says, who would win? Oh, fuck. Who would win? Roadman or Giles? Both Heisei. Pretty much Heisei Giles versus Heisei Rodan.
okay. interesting debate right here. Uh, I think Rodan would probably win because he scales closer to Godzilla. Because even though he couldn't directly like beat Godzilla, he could give Godzilla a run for his money. And in like the previous film, Godzilla vs. Mothra: Battle for Earth, they say that Mothra was able to basically there was going to be like a planet destroying meteor, and Mothra was able to stop said planet busting meteor, and Godzilla was able to take on both Mothra and Batra at once. So like you could say Godzilla in his base form would be like a planet buster, and I'm pretty sure at some point during the Heisei era they said Godzilla could like destroy a planet like planets and stuff if he like wanted to. So Rodan scales to that, maybe not directly, but because of that, I feel as though like Gyaos may be able to take on Rodan. He might be able to put up a good fight with his abilities, but overall, I think Rodan has enough durability to be able to outlast Gyaos. And if we're factoring in Fire Rodan, I feel as though the battle would lean Rodan's favor even more because you'd have that uranium beam.
Let's see. All right then. Well, I have a question. Isn't Gauss able to regrow his wings or whatever? Oh wait, no, that's Showa. Never mind. Forget. That was Showa.
Even with like regeneration, like factored, the thing about characters who can regenerate is that the way to beat them is if you destroy like every like cell of theirs. And if Rodan is more powerful with his uranium beam, he'd be able to disintegrate Gyaos, where he really have no cells to regenerate from.
You could, but then again, that is Fire Rodan, not regular Rodan.
Because he said it was like both Heisei Rodan, where it's like where Heisei Rodan's like, okay, do you mean like normal Rodan or Fire Rodan?
He means like both. He means like the Heisei Gauss and the Heisei Rodan. That's what he means by Heisei.
But like Heisei Rodan's like, so you have like the Rodan like pre-fire boost, and then you have Fire Rodan. So like so I've seen people refer to Fire Rodan as just Rodan, so it can go either way.
Yeah, you got a point there. Okay. All right. Okay. Zopunk says, "Why is there so much controversy? Many people hate on City Edge Battle because the film was boring. It was to me for the human plot. Mechagodzilla was like misleaded, and Godzilla was only like 5 minutes throughout the whole thing."
So the reason why I am not really huge on that movie is mainly because of how the director responded to all the backlash. If I remember correctly, he said that the reason why people hate these movies is that they just don't understand. Like, no, don't try to talk down on the main people who are watching your movies. It's kind of funny how that statement he made backfired, as Planet Eater was the lowest grossing Godzilla movie in history. Now that's just ironic.
To test for an update gun, do you think Godzilla species got killed off by Mutos and Muto Prime, or the Kong species got killed by the Skullcrawlers first?
Okay, so the Kong species gradually died out because, from what I heard, according to the novelization of GVK, Godzilla himself was the one who killed the majority of Kong's species, and the last remaining members of Kong's family was on Skull Island.
The Godzilla species sent them to Skull Island to get killed by Skullcrawlers.
Basically. So, honestly, I'd say that the Godzilla species got killed off by the Mutos and the Muto Prime quicker because, like, the second to last Godzilla member we knew was Dagon. And he died in ancient times. And Kong in Skull Island was like a teenager, if I remember correctly. He was a kid.
A juvenile.
He was very young. So we can assume, like, okay, maybe there's maybe 20 to 50 years ago, like prior is when his parents were still around. So yeah, the Godzilla species was killed off quicker.
That's crazy. So, Oyster says, "Do you think that Godzilla clapped Mothra's cheeks?"
Oh no.
What hell? Do you think that?
Oh no.
Yo,
No, 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 no,
yes,
no.
yes. Like the great Muhammad Methyl Kaiji once. Hold on. Like the great Muhammad that Methyl Kaiji once said, right here. He says. Nah, I don't think he did. That's for real. But Pigeon,
Well,
do you think he did or
no.
not? Okay. Jose says, "Do you think Megalon, which you spelled the name wrong, Megalon, is in the Singular Point trailer?"
I have not really I haven't really rewatched any of the trailers for Singular Point, so I can't confirm nor could I deny. I'll have to eventually check them out.
Okay,
I feel sorry for my Titano bros. Titanosaurus is not in Singular Point.
that's tough. I was a bit surprised, but you know what? That's something we gotta deal with.
Yeah, it happens.
Maybe at some point it'll happen, but who knows? But anyway, Crystal 1214 says, "What do you think about McDonald's Jet Jaguar from Singular Point?"
He looks like Big Chungus. It's fine. Like I'm okay with it.
All right. Let's see. Go down. Okay. All right. There's not many other questions on this part, so everyone keep them coming in. Okay. So, okay, what else we got here? What's your personal thoughts about that one scene from 2014 that got deleted? I keep forgetting the guy's name, but like it's like he was in Final Wars also.
Oh, Akira Takarada?
Yeah, how he was supposed to be in an airport scene, but they got deleted.
Yeah, I'm not really the most happy about it. Like it makes me sad that they had to cut that out.
That was dumb.
And I remember they said he was going to show up for King of the Monsters, but I'm pretty sure that was when Max Bornstein was supposed to like when he like wrote like the first draft of King of the Monsters, like the really early ones. Which fun fact for anyone who doesn't know, according to Max Bornstein, the villain for King of the Monsters is actually supposed to be Mechagodzilla.
I haven't heard about that. Like, was King Ghidorah still involved in it or no?
Nah, Mechagodzilla was supposed to be the villain.
I'm happy they went Ghidorah first.
Honestly, me too.
Okay. Hello, Ryan Boobies. Welcome. Anyways, what's your thoughts about the Pacific Rim trilogy?
Pacific Rim trilogy. Uh, I'm assuming you're talking about Pacific Rim Uprising in the Black, right?
All of them, the whole franchise.
The first Pacific Rim, great movie, and I really liked the Black. I'm looking forward to the second season for it. And we do not talk about Uprising about here. Uprising never happened.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I refuse to believe it happened. Even if they reference it in the show, I refuse to believe it happened.
They talked about it in the show. You cannot escape forever.
I'm escaping from it. I'm in denial. I will never accept that Uprising happened.
Toxic 2.0. Okay. Oh, nice. I'd like to see that soon, Jose. Maybe I'll consider making it my new Discord profile again. Okay. So, what's your thoughts about the whole Gamma trilogy?
I don't really remember too much about it. I remember watching like the first two, I believe. I don't think I've seen like the third one, or if I did see it, I don't really remember anything about it. But I find the Gamma trilogy to be really impressive. I'm not gonna be one of those people who's gonna make like entire YouTube video essays talking about how it's so much better than the Heisei Godzilla movies. But I do find the Gamera Heisei trilogy to be really impressive.
Oh, yeah, definitely it is. Okay. What is the Lego Rock Monsters short fan film?
Okay, the Lego Rock Monsters movie was the first video I ever made on my YouTube channel. It all originates from a story some of my older friends and I were working on called Rock Monsters, where it was about these kids who got like powers of like elements and stuff from like the Grandmaster, who turned out to be their father. And it was like we made like all these comics and stuff. We wanted to make it into like a big movie, but it never went through. But the first video on my YouTube channel is kind of a relic of all those stories. Will we make any more Rock Monsters sort of content? Well, I don't think so. That seems to be from an era that's just kind of long gone. Like, maybe I'll reference it, maybe in whatever sort of film, but I don't think that Rock Monsters is coming back. But it's just kind of fun to look back on, because that's when I kind of got into making YouTube videos.
You get a good point there. Okay, I like that. Okay, what is G-Fest shirt?
The G-Fest shirt great is a meme that originated back in 2017, if I remember correctly, where I did a G-Fest collection haul, and I said, G-Fest shirt great, and for some reason it became a meme. Everyone, like, in my group of friends on YouTube started talking about it, and people kind of stopped talking about it after 2018.
G-Fest shirt. Great. I'm bringing it back one way or another. Okay. I can't wait for Dante to do more GBK voiceovers. Well, he won't have it till like June or whatever, until like it comes on DVD, so don't expect him to do that for a while. Josie said, what is your favorite Bandai movie monster series? My personal favorite is a Bandai movie monster series Gamera.
I don't collect too many Bandai figures, actually. Or at least not in a while. There's like a few of them that are like really cool from what I heard of. I want to eventually get my hands on the Gamera one, but oh man, I'm trying to think, because really I've only gotten stuff from like Shin, King of the Monsters 2014. I got a Mogera, which is pretty cool, like an affordable Mogera figure. I'll just go with Mogera. I'll be the contrarian here, and I'll just say Mogera.
Okay. Crystal says, don't forget, I make customs G-Fest money for my store. A lot more than the merch, I see. I'm kidding. Everybody go subscribe to Crystala. Buy the merch from Crystala. Maybe make a team fucking... I forgot what it was. I was going to ask you something the other day to make that kind of merch. I forgot what it was, though, Chris. I'll come back to you on that. I forgot what it was. Okay, what's your thoughts about the whole King Kong franchise?
Yeah, Kong, pretty cool. I really like how each Kong film is kind of like its own little different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have like the 33 Kong, which will be different, of course, when you compare it to the 2005 Kong, which of course is going to feel different when you compare it to the 70s Kong, which will also be different when you compare it to like Skull Island. So it's like each different Kong film is like kind of like a different slice of like Kong, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like their own different takes on Kong.
I see. Okay, I'm not arguing with that. Ryan Movie says, do you ever attend G-Fest? How does it feel?
Oh yeah, I've been to G-Fest quite a few times. It's a great experience. It's really nice being able to see people who have like the same sort of interests as you, and being able to participate in the costume contest. That's also really cool. Like, one of my favorite G-Fest experiences, besides being in the costume parade with the 2019 Godzilla suit, is when I saw King of the Monsters at the Pickwick Theater. Great experience. One of my best theater experiences, I think, yet. It felt really good, like singing with over 1,000 Godzilla fans during the end credits song. That was amazing.
That sounds nice. Okay. What is your favorite OC that you made so far?
Gigantosaurus.
When's next time we'll ever see anything from Gigantosaurus? Or Gigantosaurus Rex?
hopefully with Giganosaurus, hopefully the movie comes out like from like summer to fall of this year. That's what I'm hoping. I have no idea if it will. I'm just hoping that'll be the case.
And Giganosaurus Rex.
Uh, Giganosaurus Rex kind of became Giganosaurus.
Damn, that's tough.
I shortened the name down so it'll roll off the tongue a bit better.
Okay. Will you ever bring back Machino or Rice Goji?
Machino? Depends if Kaijuzilla and I like talk about it again. I don't know if we will, but if we do, I might bring him back. Rise Goji kind of depends. I really don't imagine doing much with Rise Goji, but if I ever like feel like the need to make another Rise Goji movie, then I'll do stuff with Rise Goji.
Is it time to stop?
It's time to stop. It's time to stop.
Okay. Why did your video get blocked by the SME Iron Grooves?
Because I used music from Godzilla 2014. At the time, I had no idea how that worked, so I thought that they were trying to block my video worldwide, but nah, it was just claiming the song and basically saying you can't get ad revenue off of it, which I wasn't even able to do at the time.
Of course. Will you ever do any more of those live streams you used to do back in 2017, 2018?
I don't know. If I were to do anything, it'd probably be like on Twitch or something.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
anymore because YouTube was the big thing to go to.
I don't know if I'll go back to streaming stuff. My life's been really busy lately with school and prepping for college. And along with having a job, like all those factors is just I don't think that I really will have like the personal time to do streaming. And even if I do, I live with my parents. So if I like start streaming in my house, like it's gonna feel awkward because I'm gonna have to probably talk to myself. And I just don't do that. It just is awkward for me. Like I don't even like voice acting and stuff when my family's around because like they'll get nosy because that's what families do.
That's true. Hey, how did the pigeon die?
Cyan is now flapping his wings.
Oh my gosh, this video.
He's dead. Someone should just.
Why did the pigeon fly and fudge and die?
Because I was streaming and I think someone told me to fly and I did it and it became a joke.
Gee, I wonder who told you to fly.
I wonder.
Can you fly again?
No.
Pretty please?
No, I'm saying no, Gapester. I'm not gonna do it again.
Damn it. Okay, let's see. Java Production says, "Hey Pigeon, you going to G-Fest next time it's open?"
Good question. I'll try to. It kind of depends on like my situation with college, since I'm gonna be working full time, so I can get a lot of money. It's just kind of like a matter of like prioritizing things. Like as much as I'd love to go, would it be a good financial decision? Because I'd probably be losing out on a few $100s.
True, but I mean, to be fair, it is going to be a while before you ever go to one again.
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing. Like I don't know if they're going to be doing it again.
They'll probably do it again someday, but not for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really see it happening next year, to be honest. Do you see it happening next year?
Depends on this whole like situation. I probably shouldn't be talking too much about the whole virus sort of stuff because it kind of invokes emotions in people.
Yeah,
so like I want to respect people.
Yeah, so I'll just change the subject a bit. How do you make your custom RARs?
Okay. So what I do is that I take like various like sound effects. Like if you're okay, to try to break down the process of making a Godzilla roar, a custom Godzilla roar, I will like download Godzilla sound effects, whether it be from like the Millennium era, Showa era, Heisei era, maybe like take some like Jurassic Park T-Rex sounds, because that's what I did with like 2 of the custom Godzilla roars. Then kind of mess around with like the speed and the pitch of them. Maybe like lower the volume on some things, like kind of like tamper around, maybe add like fade in like kind of the volume to kind of have that perfect blend. And then what I do to kind of blend it all together and to give it some weight, I export the audio to an app I have called Music Studio, and I mess with like the reverb effect, so you get like an echo to it. Then I export it back to LumaFusion, and boom, you get some really dope Godzilla roars.
Bet. What's your thoughts about the JP franchise?
Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
I can totally see why a lot of people love Jurassic Park. I'm a fan of the Jurassic Park movies. However, like, I feel as though they shouldn't try making more Jurassic Park movies after this upcoming one.
Dominion?
Yeah, I don't think that they should try making more Jurassic Park movies. I
Oh.
think
What
because
about
as much as I love the JP franchise, if you want to keep trying to up the stakes, eventually you just kind of have to. You're gonna eventually run out of things to do. Because okay, we made the Indominus Rex. Okay, let's take the Indominus Rex, but a raptor. Where it's like, eventually you're gonna run out of things to do to raise like the stakes.
Sure, I
Like,
mean, the Spinosaurus is still out there.
yeah, originally in a Fallen Kingdom, if I remember correctly, there's gonna be a rematch.
All right, it was gonna be rematch, and Rexy would have won, but some people still want to be denial about that.
Yep.
Honestly, who do you think would win, the Spinosaurus or the Indominus Rex?
Depends on who has the better plot armor.
Oh boy, plot armor. But like, since you give all the power scaling and all that, how would you do that?
Well, since we know for sure that Rexy would be able to beat the Spinosaurus, I'd say the Indominus Rex would be able to win.
Okay. Do you think the Spinosaurus is able to grow up to 18 meters?
Did they say that the Spino in JP3 was a juvenile?
It was either a juvenile or subadult. I don't know which one it was. I forgot.
Because 18 meters, that seems really, really big. Like, hold up.
Apparently, some people like Spinosaurus King say that would be the case if the Spinosaurus was to come back into like a modern JP movie.
Are you sure that they don't mean 18 feet? Because 18 meters is like 59 feet tall.
I mean, that's what these guys keep saying over here, Spinosaurus Kingdom.
Because 59 feet? That's really big.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Seems like a bit of a stretch to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, they say it's canon, but I don't really say anything canon about that. Yes. So, like, do you think the Spinosaurus is a hybrid of some sort?
That I'm not too sure of. Like, I'll have to check into the whole Jurassic Park lore.
Okay.
Because I think I've heard about a theory like that before.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Dominus and the Indoraptor hybrids.
But I mean, I'm referring to the Spino. Like, I think I've heard about a theory about the Spino being a hybrid. But I'll have to check on that.
I see. Okay, Job Production says JP Jurassic Park, JP Job Productions. Ooh. That's a little bit
Wow.
sus. I think you're sus now. Gyro's sus, everybody. Everyone go vote him out. Scientists been updated, guys. For me, I think the Spinosaurus was fully grown GP3, like 18 or 20 feet. No, it wasn't fully grown. It was it was pretty old though. It's not fully grown though. What do you think would win? The Spinosaurus or the Indoraptor?
Well, Blue was able to beat the Indoraptor. Like, granted, like, it was because, like, they were able to exploit the Indoraptor, but
Yeah, the Indominus would win. Okay.
yeah.
What would you do if Indominus was real?
Tell him to knock it off.
Good
I'm
luck with
built
that.
different. I'm built different. If they put me in Jurassic World, there'd be a lot of dinosaur blood on the streets.
Jesus. Cobra Killer here. You're evil.
Not any like the more like peaceful dinosaurs. I'm talking about like the Indominus. There'd be a lot of Indominus blood.
Jesus. Burster says, "Are you a pigeon?"
Wow, I wonder what answer I could say here.
Well, are you a pigeon?
No, but the question is, will I return?
Yeah, will you flap your wings and fly?
If I could groan, I would groan.
Flap your wings and fly, man. Come on.
I guess you could say I'm a pigeon of sorts. I'm a messenger. I carry my message around.
I got a message for you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Godzilla.
You know, thanks a lot for ruining my birthday.
Oh boy. Let's see here. Okay. What in? Are you ever? Do you plan on getting involved with the film? Fuck. Do you plan to get involved with the film industry someday?
That's what I'm hoping.
That's what you're hoping?
Yeah.
I see. Well, there's definitely gonna be a lot of competition going on there, but I wish you the best of luck for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do what I can to get like a lot of networking set up. I've been able to get in contact with some people.
Okay, not bad. I'll be ready for that. Okay. Well, what's your thoughts if Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't gonna be a Captain America Civil War movie, where like half the times we're on Team Godzilla's side and the other side was Team Kong?
I don't feel like that's the case at all. I feel like this movie was more of a Kong movie, which I feel as though really works because, you know, we have 2 other Godzilla movies and only 1 Kong movie. I think it's a good idea to focus on Kong more. But I don't really think it's a whole civil war. I don't think it's BBS. I think GDK does its own thing.
I mean, how do you think it would work if it was gonna be one where like Titans versus Titans and all that shit?
Well, I thought that's what it was gonna be back in like 2019 after I saw King of the Monsters. But when I heard about some of the leaks, when I saw like the toys, I kind of realized, nah, this film's actually gonna focus on Godzilla and Kong's rivalry.
All right. Dagon says, "Pigeon, what would happen if there was a Godzilla movie that had an actual Godzilla as a god that can't die instead of a named Godzilla?"
Well, then you'd probably want to adapt the IDW comic series Godzilla in Hell, because by the end of it, like Godzilla does basically become a god.
Literally.
Yep.
Dynamoose Productions got everybody. Dynamoose is one of my friends. He calls himself God, and well, Moose, he's God, and he's a moose. Okay. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh yeah. What Titans do you think would be on Team Kong? And what Titans do you think would be on Team Godzilla?
Okay, Team Kong Titans would probably be Rodan, Behemoth,
Maybe the Mutos?
yeah, the Mutos for sure. Team Godzilla, likely the Skullcrawlers, Methuselah, Sela, the spider thing,
And Mothra.
Mothra, if she's gonna be getting involved.
I mean, in the cave paintings, there was a cave painting of Godzilla, the Skullcrawler, Kong, and Mothra in it at the beginning of GVK, if you remember.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember that.
That Skullcrawler was fucking huge. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would win? Got a weakened Godzilla or a Skullcrawler?
Well, we already saw a weakened Godzilla, the fight with Mechagodzilla.
I mean, I'm talking about like it's a Skullcrawler.
A weakened Godzilla versus a Skullcrawler. Yeah, Godzilla could take on a weakened Skullcrawler for sure.
No. A weakened Godzilla versus a Skullcrawler, like the big Skullcrawler.
Yeah, Godzilla would win.
Okay.
Yeah, even though Godzilla wasn't able to really fully take on Mechagodzilla, the fact he was taking blows from him, along with being able to like survive a blast of that one beam, that already puts Godzilla's durabilities on much higher levels compared to the one Skullcrawler.
It is true. Okay. Who do you think would win? Mechagodzilla or the Muto Prime?
This is an interesting one because the Jinshin Mushi, or the Muto Prime, was pretty much confirmed to be equal to Godzilla by the director. Not the director, but like the person who I believe who wrote the book.
Arthur?
High Flyers Tag Team has made videos talking about this before. So I think it's an interesting setup because Godzilla, I think the atomic breath probably was superior because it did hurt the Jinshin Mushi, the Muto Prime. It made the creature like screech in pain when being blasted by it. And given how like Godzilla's like equal to Ghidorah, which means he'd probably be equal to Mechagodzilla, if not like greater, then if Mechagodzilla was able to go up against the Muto Prime, it's another one of those things much like Mechagodzilla versus Ghidorah, where you have to break down like it with statistics and abilities. The Muto Prime like is physically equal to Godzilla. It can physically counter Godzilla. And Mechagodzilla was able to counter Godzilla in terms of like power. Like if Godzilla tries running, he gets blasted with the missiles. If Godzilla uses like any like of his physical abilities, Mechagodzilla had like that counter punch where he like was glowing blue, or he has like the photon scream. I believe that's what they call it, the proton scream. I think it's photon scream, which was the beam attack of Mechagodzilla's. So if the Mechagodzilla is going to go up against the Muto Prime is going to be physically stronger, but Mechagodzilla is going to have ultimately the superior power. So it's more of a question is, like, who's going to have the durability to outlast each other? Where then you have to figure out, okay, who's going to be able to, like, be quicker? Like, Mechagodzilla was able to, I think, in shorter, like, in terms of, like, running speeds and, like, reaction speeds, he was faster since he's slim. So he'd be able to dodge the Muto Prime, and he'd be able to glide around. So ultimately, since he has more ways of controlling the battle close distance and long distance, I think he could potentially win against the Muto Prime. But that's if like he does like a good job like avoiding like physical attacks. Since like I believe the Muto Prime could like damage tectonic plates, if I remember correctly.
I believe so too.
Because if that's the case, if Mechagodzilla gets hit like constantly, if like he tries to get physically involved, which I think we know would eventually happen, then I think that's like the instance where the Muto Prime would probably then be able to start gaining the upper hand. But overall, I think consistently Mechagodzilla would have the battle in his favor.
Not bad. Alright then, and then again, Mechagodzilla also never gets tired either. He's a machine.
Yeah.
Which will probably get tired eventually.
It's just more of like a matter of who's going to be able to last longer and who's going to be able to consistently be superior in a fight.
Mechagodzilla in that case. Okay, who do you think would win? King Ghidorah or the Muto Prime?
Good question. That's a good question. Because, like, Ghidorah, even though, like, he was losing to Godzilla, I think it's because 2019 Godzilla he's slightly more powerful than the 2014 Godzilla.
Way more powerful.
And it's because when you can actually thank High Flyers Tag Team for this, because he was able to calculate the power of the oxygen destroyer. So when you compare the meteor Godzilla survived in Awakening to the oxygen destroyer, it's like a huge difference.
Okay.
So, and the Muto Prime took on 2014 Godzilla. So ultimately, I think so. The Muto Prime has like is physically like better combat because of having arms, along with like the tectonic plate sort of like abilities, like being able to destroy that. So Muto Prime could cause a lot of good hits to Ghidorah, but I think Ghidorah is more powerful and durable, even if it's just slightly. Like not slightly, even just those like advantages alone, and given the way Ghidorah like fought and took on Godzilla, I think he could probably eventually take on and overcome the Muto Prime. It would be very close. It would be very close in my eyes, but
Okay, then. Yeah, you got a point there. Like, honestly, now I kind of want to see Methyl Kaiju for 97 do that in animation now. Have you ever seen Methyl Kaiju for 97's animations?
I've seen like clips of it.
Oh, you should watch this animation. They're amazing.
I'll give it a watch at some point.
But so, you guys got more questions for us? Or some topics you want us to talk about?
Titana's Dagon, Dinosaur FNAF Titan, did ask a question though. That's kind of similar to what you asked.
Oh. Who do you think would? Legendary Ghidorah, Multi Prime, 300 feet Skullcrawler, or 24 Mechagods? I didn't include the Skullcrawler.
Okay. So
Skullcrawler's immediately out.
factoring in the 300-foot Skullcrawler and Mechagodzilla. Okay, let's make this interesting. Okay, Skullcrawler is the first one to go out. I think we should know that because the Skullcrawler has like no actual sorts of abilities that could rival Ghidorah or the Muto Prime. Anything a scaled Skullcrawler could do, all the others could do, but much better. So he's the first one to go out. So then it's kind of a matter of like a very circumstantial sort of a battle here. It's like it's kind of like a three-way, not exactly tie, because Mechagodzilla. So like I think that the Muto Prime would be the next one to go, mainly because like if the Muto Prime would probably lose to Ghidorah, given like the slight like durability and power difference, then I think the Muto Prime would definitely lose to Mechagodzilla in that case as well. Like we talked about earlier, where it's a matter of like having like an advantage a long distance, close distance.
Okay.
So then it's Mechagodzilla versus Ghidorah, which we did talk about earlier, and how I do think Mechagodzilla would win. Mainly because he has like two different Ghidorah heads.
And he never gets tired. And he used to be King Ghidorah, so surely he must know how another one of its own species has its own weaknesses.
So really, Mechagodzilla would win, in my opinion. But yet again, it's a close fight, and it's another circumstantial one. Because if Ghidorah consumes all the energy from Boston, then he could potentially win. Because then he'd be more powerful. And just being able to have more power, and because of how fast the gravity beams are, since they are essentially lightning, Mechagodzilla probably would not be able to dodge that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd probably be caught off guard.
Well, he definitely would.
So, circumstantial fight really comes down to Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla. But I think Mechagodzilla has consistent advantages, although it would be pretty close.
Okay. I can agree with that. There's his pigeon. Do you think that Heisei Godzilla looks like a cat?
I kind of see the resemblance, but I think it'd be more accurate to say that Final Wars Godzilla looks like a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because of the ears.
I might have a question for you, Pigeon, is what is that on your profile pic? Like, what is that?
A plesiosaur with Godzilla spines. It was drawn by Kaiju Studios.
You still have it to this day?
Yeah, I still have the PFP. Still use it for YouTube. He and I talk. It's not too often, but we do talk.
That's cool. Okay. Are you and Michael Zillowcraft secretly brothers or twins? They got separated at birth.
No. I think I'm older than Michael Zillowcraft.
Sure, because you guys are like the the same, almost.
Uh, funny joke, another funny joke.
Guys, who do you think Pigeon looks like Michael Zillowcraft? Leave it down below.
Please say no.
Say yes because it fucking does. Read this, please. Never gonna give you up. Okay. Gapester and Pigeon. Do you guys watch MindQ channel? He does his theory videos, Titan size comparison. I probably do. I just forgot about him.
I've heard of his channel before. I've seen it in my recommended, but I may have watched a video of his before. I should probably watch more of his videos since I heard like a lot of people talk about him.
Definitely watch more Metal Kaiju Fan 97 too.
Just another thing I'll have to remember to watch.
Indeed. And also your old live streams and the old videos. You know what? Let's take a look at some of Pigeon's old videos.
I think we shouldn't.
I believe we should.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't want to.
Why isn't that a good idea?
Because because I'm here to be interviewed, not just so I can be embarrassed like you do in our calls.
You got a good point. Well, actually, there is actually one question from an old video that I'm hoping you would bring back one day. I'm just trying to look for it, actually. Will you ever bring back short battles for your short? Will you ever bring new episodes to your short battle series?
No, I don't do public versus debating anymore. The community just got really toxic for me to handle, and I don't want to be a part of that.
Oof. Well, would you ever return to short battles in general, like make your figures like fight and stuff,
No.
or just 8-bit stuff?
No, I'm not going to be going back into the versus debating community.
Not the debate, but just like short battles, like to show off monsters fighting.
Probably not, unless if I want to like do like little like short film sort of stuff.
That's
I don't imagine. Yeah, then I might do that. I don't know. It really depends if I'm in the mood to film something cool.
Okay. Let's see. Where is it? NECA. What's your thoughts about NECA being gone now?
It's a shame. Hopefully Mezco does a good job with the more detailed figures for Godzilla, since it seems they're going to be doing their own Godzilla stuff now.
Okay. What's your thoughts about NECA not making a King Ghidorah and that the fact that was a big deal at the time? Which, yeah.
It's kind of a bummer, but it's understandable because it probably wouldn't have been like too much cheaper compared to the Monster Arts one. And given like what NECA does with their figures, it probably would have required a lot of stands to prop up. It would have been a mess.
I mean, on top of like the community's reaction to it.
It was ridiculous. I hated the fact that people were harassing NECA about it.
Let's see. Okay. What's your thoughts about Banner Creation not doing any more figures?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I remember seeing like posts from them online showing off their Godzilla figures, and I thought they were going to be doing it because they said to keep your eyes open, but they never did. But I mean, hey, at least we have Playmates. I think that they're doing a solid job with the GVK line, and it seems that their classic line is only getting better gradually. So,
definitely. What's your thoughts about the Monster Arts line?
I don't really have too many Monster Arts figures, but my thoughts on them are kind of mixed because either like they can make some really good figures or they can make some really bad figures. That's my takeaway.
Okay, then. What's your favorite figure in your whole collection?
Oh my gosh, this is a difficult one. I can't give a proper answer to it.
If that's top 3, then
it really all depends on what sort of mood I'm in. Because there are times where it's like, wow, I really love my Trendmasters Ultimate Godzilla 1998. Or wow, I love these puppets. Or wow, I love the Playmates Mechagodzilla. Or the Playmates Kong. Or it really all comes down to which mood I'm in. Currently, I really love the Playmates Mechagodzilla. Great figure.
Okay. Let's see. What's your worst figure in your collection?
The figure that disappoints me the most would be the Monster Arts Ghidorah. That's something that disappoints me.
Why does it disappoint you?
Because it was just a pain to handle. And even though I used the stands for the wings, it still fell over. And now, like, the tip of the wings are like some of the spike things in the wings are broken. I can't find them. So essentially, it's a $100+ figure just gone down the drain.
Oh, that's tough. Now look at the prices. Now look at the prices for it nowadays.
Has it skyrocketed?
Hella, man. Hold on. Let me show you. This is why I keep asking to get it from you if you ever have interest in there. Hold on. Hold on. We go to 2019. The most expensive one right now is $632.
$632. That's ridiculous.
Most expensive one. Now the cheapest one is $396. Yeah, I'm not gonna be seeing this.
$396. Wow, that's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. That figure's not worth $300.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna see it. I don't think I'm gonna get it anytime soon. I miss that Shokador. How come they stopped selling Shokadors? The bootlegs. Like I don't see them anymore on eBay.
Well, they're third-party figures, and sometimes eBay isn't like too kind about that.
Dang it, because I need.
But I think you can go on AliExpress and get them still. I think
AliExpress. Can you show me what that is later?
it's like a third-party website.
Okay, what do I look up on here? Is it trustworthy?
Yeah, people get stuff on AliExpress nowadays, but I don't know. I've never actually used the website. I've heard that people are getting it, much like how people are now buying their Ready Player One Mechagodzilla figure.
Ready Player One. Ready Player One? What are you talking about?
You didn't know people that there's a figure of the Ready Player One design, like a third-party figure, that's being like sold.
Wait, it's real?
Yeah, it's like this guy apparently like custom makes them like by hand or whatever.
What the fuck? I thought that was. Yo, show. I need to see this, please.
It's real.
Link me, please. Link me.
I don't know where like the link is, but apparently it's real.
Oh my god, I need this now.
I'm gonna try to eventually get it.
I need it. I need that. Mechagodzilla. Oh shit. Oh, what? The Playmates Mechagodzilla's like it's like $93. Fuck that. $85 for both of them. Fuck that. No. I don't see it anywhere on here. This site, AliExpress. Definitely see a lot of bootlegs on here. I had to send me a link later.
All right.
But holy crap, I didn't expect that. Anyway, Isaiah asked, who do you think would Kenny Kong and Mechagodzilla Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah versus Kong, Godzilla, and King Ghidorah all 2021? All Mecha's team and non-Mecha's team defeat each other.
Okay. Mechanic Kong, I think, would be the first to go out because Mechanic Kong really doesn't have like any sort of abilities or like the durability needed to like really counter like any of the Monsterverse stuff. Now, Now, Hyper Mecha Ghidorah. I don't know much about the power scaling for the Godzilla Island series,
but
so
for the Mecha King Ghidorah, definitely.
But I don't know exactly like the power levels and stuff. But overall, I think that the non-mechanical monsters would win, although it would be pretty close because of Godzilla. Because really, Monsterverse Mechagodzilla, not Monsterverse Mechagodzilla, Monsterverse Ghidorah would probably be the one to take on Hyper Mecha Ghidorah. Which that's the case, then it really all comes down to Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla and Kong.
Wow.
Where ultimately, like, it's somewhat close. Like, where it's kind of like, but since Godzilla's going to be at full power, he'd end up winning. Like, it'd be an easier victory. It would be an easier victory for Godzilla and Kong.
All right.
Poor Mechanic Kong.
Rest in peace, the robotic monkey. Yeah, the Repo One MG2. How big is it anyway?
It's like 8 inches.
Should I get that bitch? Yes. Can you please send me a link, Pigeon?
I'll try finding the link.
I need that thing. But do you guys have anything else we should talk about here, or like, because I may end the stream soon because I got some because it's pretty hot over here. I need to turn on some things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got anything else you want to talk about, Pigeon?
I don't think I really have anything else on my mind, but thanks for inviting me here.
No problem. After a few years, we finally got around to doing it.
Yeah, finally.
I may bring back kaiju discussions at some point. Like I keep telling everybody that joins these things, like you're welcome to join kaiju discussions whenever I have them, anytime.
Yeah, I can try seeing if I can join these sorts of discussions in the future.
Because years ago, that's how I met you. The first time I had one was with Godozo. Then he invited you, NBK, and somebody else.
Yeah, I could try seeing what I can do. Like I think it'd be cool if I got to do this again.
All right, let's do this again. How about we do it on your channel?
I'll try to see. I'll try using this StreamYard service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Another thing about that is like just to let you know, like you can only like stream for 20 hours a month for free, and it only allows up to like 6 people. So if you want to have more than 6 people, I'd recommend you do one on here, and then you screen share a Discord call or something, so that way it shows everything.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it is a bit weird, different, but hey, also you don't have to worry about getting rated. So even if people find the link to this, you can just easily remove them without them even joining.
Smart.
Yes, sir. So I guess there's nothing else here for us to really talk about on here. So Pigeon, you want to do your little outro?
All right, guys. I think this is gonna be the end. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Hello. Well, that's gonna be for today, guys. Thanks for watching this live stream. Finally got to do this with the man himself, the Pigeon Returns Studios. Infinite, Tommy Bird, whatever you want to call him. Go subscribe to his channel. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment. Be ready for his new fan film. And I'll see you guys next time. Boosh. What the heck? It won't end. Oh.